Hey, what's going on everyone? Nick here with The Mandalorian Episode 3, Chapter 3 review. So obviously, spoilers ahead, we're going to be talking about basically all the things that happen in the episode, definitely the big moments and how they kind of tie into the theories that people were having all along. So without further ado, here we go. The episode kicks off right where we left in the second episode, where the Mandalorian had the child with him and they were heading back to deliver to the client. So Mando ends up delivering the baby and gets his shipment of Beskar steel. Upon arrival back at the client's secret hideout, Dr. Pershing and the client examine the baby, and it looks like they scan it with some type of device, possibly measuring its midichlorians, like in episode 1. The Mando gets a full suit of armor after the Beskar steel that he got from them, and he has a small fight with his fellow Mandalorians who look down upon him for working with Imperials, because they believe that Imperials are the reason they're hiding like rats in the darkness. We also get some pretty important parts of the flashback in this episode. Now, so far in the show, we've been getting little glimpses of the young Mando in his flashback when he was trying to escape during a big battle, and his parents seemingly left him behind so he would be rescued. Now, it's during this episode, though, that we get confirmation that this battle happened during the Clone Wars. Earlier in episode 1, I think I'd incorrectly speculated that it was an Imperial assault on Mandalore, but we can clearly see there are super battle droids and CIS dropships attacking this small village. My speculation, I've seen other people say this, is I'm guessing a Jedi will end up saving him when he's a young child, and maybe that's also another reason that he wants to save Baby Yoda after witnessing it using the Force as well. Now, when Mando goes back to the guild and tries to get another job, he does have some second thoughts about the child because he doesn't know what they're going to do with it, and he feels bad, it's on his conscience, it's weighing on him, and he goes back to ultimately rescue it. When he does try to rescue it though, he seems to peek in on the Imperials who are trying to extract something from it. Dr. Pershing warns that if they move too quickly it could kill the child, but the client doesn't care about that and orders him to get it done. Mando ends up taking out the Imperials guarding the child and escapes with it in tow. Although when he's trying to escape back to his ship, the Razor Crest, he gets ambushed by his rival mercenaries who want to return the child and get rewards for their bounty. Greef Karga surrounds him and tells him to give up the child. It's at this point that the Mando tries shooting his way out, but he's overwhelmed and gets rescued by his fellow Mandalorian tribe members as they come to his rescue, jetpacks and all. After this fight ensues, the Mando is ultimately able to escape after a short encounter with Greef Karga, and it looks like his tribe will now have to find some place to hide themselves after being revealed. So overall, this was definitely the best episode yet, at least in my opinion. Last week when we talked about episode 2, titled The Child, I thought that was personally better than the first one, just because I liked the stuff with the Jawas, I really liked the stuff with Baby Yoda thus far, and also the stuff with Quill back on that desert planet. But this one just had basically everything that I was expecting the show would have before seeing it. It had tons of action, it had cool fight sequences, cool moments, it had Mandalorians all working together in live action, which we haven't seen that before. It really reminded me of like a really good episode of the Clone Wars but brought to live action, which is pretty awesome. And it should fill you guys with some confidence because this one was directed by Deborah Chow, and she was given reign over the upcoming Obi-Wan series, which is set to begin production next year. So we still have tons of questions about why the Empire, or the remnants of the Empire, which might end up becoming their First Order, wants Baby Yoda, and what they were trying to extract from him exactly. We don't know if they know that he is Force sensitive, or if they're just trying to get him because he could be a clone of Yoda himself like we'd speculated in previous videos, or just because his species is rare and possibly near extinct at this point. I also really did like getting more of the Mandalorian culture explored and seeing other Mandalorians as part of the tribe that are hiding with Mando. One thing that I actually am surprised by is how intense and engaging the show is thus far. We're only really 3 episodes in. There's still 5 episodes left, and there's still tons of major characters that we haven't met yet. Like for instance, we haven't met Cara Dune yet, or the Moff that's played by Giancarlo Esposito, the Imperial leader that's going to send his death troopers after the Mando, it seems like. So drop your thoughts down in the comments below. What did you guys think of Chapter 3 if you have seen it? And what were some of the highlights for you out of this episode? I did actually enjoy seeing the super battle droids yet again and the flashback sequence, and I'm hoping that there is some kind of big reveal because they are kind of drawing it out, like what exactly happened to him as a child that made him this way, but I'm sure all of that will be revealed by the end of the season. I'm also a little surprised that Greef Karga turned on him so quickly, but I guess that's just the name of the game when you're a mercenary. For all all things Star Wars and latest in pop culture, be sure to subscribe to HN Entertainment.